Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to forge a pair of box jaw tongs. Those are the best to very firmly hold flat bar, and you don't really need a lot of tools for that. Of course, a hammer. For the forging procedure I'm going to take a rounding hammer, and for spreading out the box I'm going to use a crossbeam, but you can also just only use a crossbeam hammer for the whole process. Then you would need a punch, a chisel or a cut-off hardy, and a drift. And that would be it. Well, and maybe some files and rasps to clean up. Okay, I'm going to light the fire and then we'll start to mark the steel. Alright, the first thing to do will be to separate two square sections with 20mm round. This will be 2 centimeters, 2 centimeters, 4 centimeters. At 4 centimeters we're going to make an indent, half parent bar thickness, so we'll separate that first part. In the next step we are going to separate the first section like that and forge it down here. So it will look like this. Then this will become our boss area, and here will be our reins. And later we are going to spread that out to become the box. The counterpart will just be a flat jaw tong. To make it fit, we also take 4 centimeters or 2 square sections of whatever stuff you're using. For the boss, the left turn and forge that down. Same on the counterpart. left turn, and force it down. Okay, when both boss areas have the same dimension and are about half of the jaw's thickness, you would again mark off a square section. Alright, if you have your blanks finished, you have two options. You can either draw them out or weld the reins on. On this project I'm going to show you both methods. Because the box jaw tongs are a little bit more elaborate to make, I'm going to draw them out and I'm going to weld on the reins here, because if I mess that up I don't lose as much work as I would with these. Okay, first draw out. Okay, the fastest way I know to draw out the reins is to shear them off over the edge. This will also be very helpful for you guys that don't have anvils with horns. Okay, you can see that the tong lays flat this way and this way. So you would come down where your forging starts and stops and hammer that down and that down. So you can go here, this way, and here the reversed way, this way, and this way. And by doing that you avoid that you have to hammer that down and up, and that comes up and then you have to hammer it down. This will form cracks, and it will break easier if you mess that up, if you try to forge like that and bend that too often. Now to do the rest, you lay it at an angle over the offset edge and shear it down and turn it 90 degrees every time. Don't let it cool down too cool. Rather heat it up, so you will use less energy to fold it down. Okay, if you reached the top, you come back and start to taper it on this side. On the other one I will weld on 8mm stock, so I want them to be 8mm thick. Okay, now the forge weld. As you can see, this half has a step here and also here. So you want it to lay flat on your anvil. Therefore, the scarf needs to be facing up. We will cut it that way. And then we are going to use that cut as a help for the scarf, because we cannot upset this piece of steel. We'll draw that out a little bit and then form the scarf. Okay, now set this, the edge of your anvil, that the top corner and the edge are parallel. For the reins, I will use 8mm round and 35 cm in length. The first thing I'm going to do now is to offset it, so I will have a little bit more material on the end for the weld. If your stock is upset, you would make it a little bit square. And then you have to break this top corner. Thin it. And also start to forge a scarf. Okay, make it hot. The next job now is to clean up both scarves with a file. And you really want to watch out that there are no trap holes where slag and other dirt can get stuck, so you want it to be slightly rounded and a smooth surface. If you do forge welding, be sure to have a clean fire. That means that you only have coke in your neutral area, and if you have fresh coal, just on the very outside of the fire. So you want a neutral area and keep your pieces in that neutral area. If you're using a gas forge, be sure to have a neutral atmosphere so you don't add too much oxygen to the oxygen gas mixture. Otherwise it will not work. Okay, now that you have your scarf set up, you want to practice this 1 or 2 times and look that nothing is in the way and you can work fluidly. You take the pieces out of the fire, lay it on the anvil like that, come with the other piece, throw the tongue away and take it together. This will be the first step. Have your hammer ready on the anvil, your tongs, grip the pieces correctly. This will make it much easier. I'm going to record this in 720/50p so I can give you a real slow motion, half of the real time. Okay, you now heat up the scarves to dull yellow, dull orange, minimum red heat. Don't make them too hot. Then they will not form too much slag on the surface before you can apply the flux. This is borax, simple borax from the pharmacy. Be sure to apply enough borax and get up, because it's not only this little section that will be getting very hot. You now lay the pieces in the fire, and as soon as you see sparks, you wait about 5 seconds and then you're ready to go. As you can see now, they are tacked together. This is a very weak bond, so don't hammer that on the anvil or something like that. And we're now going to reflux it, also at red heat, and weld it about 4 times again, so you will have a unique, you will have a good bond and one solid piece of metal. Okay, this now became one solid piece of steel. What I will do next is just to taper the end a little bit and bend it like the drawn out one. And then I will clean up everything and we will make the box. Okay, what I do now is I dress up the boss. You'd lay it on that edge and hammer it in that way. You can lay it that way and hammer it down that way. Punch it, lay on the far edge, find the middle, give it one heavy tap, take it out, let the heat get back in, don't stay in too long or you will lose too much heat. You can back punch it. And you have your hole. Same on the second one. I'm going to use an 8mm rivet, thus an 8mm rift. The next step now is to draw the box out. Just spread it with your cross beam. Okay, if you have the box, spread it out a little bit and roughly brought it to shape. The next job will be to clean out these areas so the tongs can work smooth. You see, they don't fit because of these parts. You can rasp them out or file them out or use a grinding machine. Okay, if you feel like they are smooth enough, you can pre-assemble them with a drift and already make them fit a little bit better. They work very good. Now I will rivet them together and then we will adjust the jaw and the reins and they will be finished. I'd say those tongs turned out to my very satisfaction. They grab very good, very firm, and I can apply all kinds of energy to them. And they still hold. Well, that was it. I hope you enjoyed it. Now try it yourself. If you have questions, you can ask me in a personal message or in the comments. And we'll see us soon, next time. Bye.